All right. Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It is an early start here for this non-conference matchup. I don't even know what we're officially calling this. I'm not sure if it's a real game or if it's a game like scrimmage. They are playing it like a game. I mean, there's umpires, there's lineups and all that kind of stuff, but I think both teams are looking at this as a way to kind of tune up before the playoffs. My name is Bob Rombach. Thank you for joining us here on a special edition of high school baseball. Both of these teams have earned a first-round bye. In fact, the playoffs started last night in baseball, and so we have an idea of who these two teams are playing. Let's go ahead and throw that up. Here's St. Croix Falls bracket. See, I did a fancy thing and circled them down there. So St. Croix Falls is taking on Rhinelander, the number 7 team in the section. They defeated Amory 5-0. So that game will be on Tuesday in St. Croix Falls. Of course, Chris Folkstead will be on the call for that one. Appreciate him and Tara Rose and all the people that make things happen down there on We Are SCF. And we wish St. Croix well as they start their postseason journey. Let's take a look at Grantsburg's brackets. So the Pirates will take on Cameron. Cameron, the number 11 seed, defeated Shell Lake. And ironically, Grantsburg has actually played both of those teams. Shell Lake they played and beat twice this season on their way to an undefeated conference record. They also played Cameron the second game of the year and lost to them 6-1. And so an interesting thing, Eugene Sikorsky is in the house, going to take some photos. All right. We got all the big dogs here. Good. So Cameron defeated Shell Lake 9-6. So the Pirates will be hosting Cameron next Tuesday. The Comets will come here, and ironically, it is the rubber match of the postseason between Grantsburg and Cameron. In football, Grantsburg beat Cameron in the football playoffs. In basketball, Cameron beat Grantsburg in the first round. Actually, I think it was technically the second round, just like this one will be. So it's setting up for the rubber match. Of course, Grantsburg, the 3 seed, Cameron, the 11 seed. Don't let that fool you on either bracket, St. Croix or Grantsburg. Anybody can beat anybody if the pitching's off or a couple costly errors or whatnot. And so that's fun. The playoffs are about to begin. A little tune-up game. And we're looking forward to watching these Saints. We usually play them we have in the past couple of years. In fact, St. Croix knocked Grantsburg out of the playoffs last year in a close game. I think the final score was 2-1 in that game. And another funny thing, just trying to get umpires for tonight. The pickings were slim in a sense, so they got a retired guy and a college guy. The retired guy is Bill Morris. And so you know him. He's been around for a long, long time out of Unity. It'll be weird to see him without Bill Oliva, but I'm sure he'll be all right. And then the college kid is a former player here for the Grantsburg Pirates. In fact, just graduated last year. And his final game was against St. Croix Falls. And I also, to add to the irony, his brother, Caleb, will be the starting pitcher for Grantsburg tonight. So, yes, the home plate umpire will be Zach Rombach, who is my son. My other son is pitching. So this is just a funny treat for the old man here tonight. Speaking of the old man, I'm scanning the ballpark here for my dad. He usually is up here ready to join us and do the book, but I don't see him yet. 2:55. He's still got to park and get down here with his chair, so he might be showing up a little bit late. Hopefully he's on his way. 3 o'clock start time. He might, this is out of his routine, the old retired guy. So anyway, we are about set. I think this thing is supposed to start at 3 o'clock. I don't see why it wouldn't. St. Croix taking their final ins and outs. I know there's quite a few people who are not going to be able to make it to this, who would normally come. Obviously, parents generally show up, and a few diehards. Right now, I see Mike Moritz and a couple of St. Croix fans on their side along their dugout. Not too many. Is that Joan Alleman in the bleachers, I think? Yeah, and I think that is it. I think there's 5 people. Maybe I'm probably missing some on the Grantsburg dugout. I can't see them, but yeah, this will be fun. Strange start time, but they're getting it in, and people are going to be able to enjoy their Friday nights here too. So let's take a look at the starting lineups as we see. There's Zach talking to his old ball coach, Pete Johnson, who called him last night and asked if he could ump. He does ump. Generally, it's 3rd, 4th grade softball girls and 5th, 6th grade boys. So, just kidding. He's going to do a fine job. He's going to do his best. It'll be funny to hear Caleb and him talk about it this evening. But anyway, let's look at the starting lineup for the visiting St. Croix Falls Saints. Leading off and playing center field as the wind picks up. It's blowing in from right field, so no real advantage. Alex Hoff will be leading off for St. Croix Falls. Carter Ridgway is batting second, playing shortstop. Then it's Caden Folkstead, the first baseman, and batting third. Caden, honorable mention, all-conference, and then first-team all-conference was Brody Allram, and he is the catcher, and he bats fourth. Batting fifth for the Saints, Taylor Leon. He is the third baseman. Batting sixth, Elliot Wilson, the second baseman. Out in right field, Drake Peterson bats seventh. Brett Sladke will start on the hump tonight for the Saints. And bat eighth, Carson Marks is the left fielder, and he bats ninth. So for the visiting Saints, it's Hoff, Ridgway, Folkstead, Allram, Leon, Wilson, Peterson, Sladke, and Marks. This game was scheduled, and everybody was at the ball field last night when the heavens opened up and swallowed the baseball field whole. There were tons of puddles, and it was just unplayable after about half an hour of torrential downpour. So they were able to scramble and get this game here. So instead of St. Croix being the home team, Grantsburg will be the home team, and here's how they are going to start it off. Leading off will be Brock Matheny. He's playing left field. Dane Lozier is the center fielder, batting second. The catcher, freshman Riker Stelsel, he bats third. And then in cleanup spot, Ryder Anderson, he is the second baseman. Batting fifth is Henry Quintana. He's the DH for Norman Jensen, who's playing third base. Brock Bonneville starts the game in right field and bats sixth. Caden Matheny, the first baseman, bats seventh. Levi Anderson is the shortstop tonight. He bats eighth. And then Caleb Rombach on the hill for the Pirates. He bats ninth. So for Grantsburg, it's Matheny, Lozier, Stelsel, Anderson, Quintana, Bonneville, Matheny, Anderson, and Rombach. Oh, here he comes. Dad's just pulling into the parking lot right now. I'm guessing he's not going to run down here, but he'll be here, so that's good. That takes a load off of me trying to keep track of all that stuff. Oh, and I don't think that is Mike Morris. After all, see those two talking at home plate. And here come the Grantsburg Pirates. Final game, regular season game of the season, and I'm not sure that this one qualifies as an official game. Zach is not a truly licensed official, so they're just coming out here, going to have some fun, play a little baseball on a beautiful Friday afternoon. Oh, maybe that wasn't Dad racing in here. Oh, let's see. Now they've got me slightly concerned. But away we go. Oh, it is. It is, Dad. You'll get here. Let's get a quick visual out in the old parking lot here. There he is. Oh, we're zoomed all the way. Here he comes. Good hustle, Dad. All right, good.
To today's game. Grantsburg Pirates hosting the St. Croix Falls Saints. Kind of a tune-up game. Both these teams have received a first-round bye in the tournament playoffs.
So here we go. First pitch almost ready, and it is Alex Hoff to start it off for the Saints. Rombach ready. He delivers a strike. It's hit to the right side. Jensen plays it foul, and it's strike one. Carter Ridgway, then Caden Folkstead due up for the Saints. Rombach out of the windup. Here's the pitch. A little bit high. Ball one. Ball two. 2 balls, 1 strike. Rombach ready, moves quickly, fouled away, strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out here as we get this game going. It's a little bit cloudy, but a haze as well. There's an air quality issue or warning in effect. Here's the 2-2, too high and too far outside. Full count here to Alex Hoff. I like St. Croix's uniforms. They've got the old sepia look, and that one is a low. Strike 3 called, and there's one away.
Now batting number 12, Carter Ridgway.
One away here in the top of the first inning. This is Carter Ridgway taking ball 1. Strike 1, 1 ball, 1 strike. So Caleb and Zach, normally pitcher, catcher, tonight pitcher, umpire. That one misses outside, ball 2, 2-1. So both teams kind of using this as a tune-up game. We'll see probably a lot of pitchers. There's a foul, strike 2, and probably a lot of aggression at the plate. This is not going to count for anything, so might as well get your hacks in. And for the second batter in a row, it's a 2-2 count. Curveball does not move, and it's a full count. That was the second batter in a row getting a full count as well. Here's the payoff pitch. That one's in the dirt, and it's ball 4. So a strikeout and a walk here to start the game. Here, Dad, I'll take that. Get my dad all situated up here. And now Caden Folkstead will bat with a runner on first and one away. Got it?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Here's the pitch. That one sails outside, ball 1. I'll get that. Sit down, there we go. You all right?
Yep.
All right. And there's a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. I think St. Croix is up a division. That's why this makes sense to play here. Bad. Oh my goodness. A bad throw back from first, and then it just rolls through the legs of the third baseman, allowing the runner to advance. Well, that's not what you like to see in a tune-up game. Rombach out of the set now. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 away, runner on second base. Here's the pitch. Strike 2, excuse me. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Caught the outside corner, and Caleb working ahead to Folkstead. Here's the 1-2. Fouled away. Good cut by Folkstead. Count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. Caleb up to 15 pitches here in the inning. Through 2+ batters. Caden is the 3rd batter of the inning. That one's lifted to center field. Dane Lozier can't come up with it. Actually, it's just in front of him. And a good placement there for Folkstead, and he gets a base hit. And now runners at first and third. So St. Croix threatening here with 1 out. Folkstead with a nice hit to right center field, finding some grass. I think I made it sound like Dane had a chance at that one. He did not. He did his best, but he was not going to get to that one. So runners on first and third. Will Folkstead take off here? He does. The pitch inside, throw down is cut off by a rider. I think the pitch was called a ball. It was. And Folkstead steals second. Ball 1. This is Allram. Strike 1. Good curveball. Hits the outside corner. Leon will be next. That one's grounded, foul. And it's strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 20 pitches in here for Caleb. I'm not sure he's going to get much more than 2 innings anyway. And I think St. Croix is kind of playing their pitchers a similar way. We might see a new pitcher every inning or every other. And the pitch outside. Caleb just missing there, 2-2. Infield, normal depth for the Pirates. That one's grounded towards second. Tough hop. He's gonna throw it home, and it's late. Not sure why he chose to throw it home there. They weren't playing in. And that gives up a run and does not get the out. So St. Croix leads 1-0. Still 1 out. Still now runners on first and third. And that's just kind of, is it a communication thing or just knowing where you want to go with the ball? And it was kind of a slow roller anyway. So the runner goes, Allram down to second. It's going to go all the way through. No, it's not. Ryder does jump in front of it. And Allram is in at second base. Pitch was called a ball as well. 1 ball, no strikes here to Taylor Lee and Elliott Wilson on deck. Popped up, and that is going to reach out of play. 1-1. So we've seen a little bit of weirdness here from Grantsburg. St. Croix putting the bat on the ball, putting it in play. Here's the pitch outside, and Caleb not exactly on point coming home either. 2-1, excuse me. Throwing a lot of pitches, already up to 25, just 1 away. That one's too high, ball 3. First base is open, so a walk wouldn't be the worst thing here with 1 out. That time it just sails. He just really tried to guide that one across. And a walk. So the bases are loaded. Leon walks. And now Elliott Wilson will bat. Bases juiced, still 1 out. See what the Pirates do here. And the pitch, missing. Ball 1. I think Umpire signaled outside the pitch. There's a strike. 1-1. Well outside there again, 2 balls and a strike. Rombach having trouble finding the strike zone. It's 30 pitches in, and he's in a jam here. The pitch fouled away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. It's been 2 strikes to a lot of batters, but St. Croix able to put the ball in play with 2 strikes oftentimes, and then the Pirates not able to make a play or just a solid play or hit. Here's a check swing foul. Whoops. That doesn't count as a strike, Bobby boy. Let's get that fixed. And the pitch, not competitive. Ball 3, full count. It's Tatum Leon. Thank you to Chris Folkstead. It's written down Taylor Leon, but I got this from a Grantsburg guy. So what do you? Here we go. Full count. Ball 4, a walk and an RBI. So another run comes in for St. Croix Falls. They lead 2-0 here in the top of the first. Drake Peterson now bats. He is number 7 in the lineup. Brett Sladke is on deck. That one's popped up. It's going to stay in play. Caden Matheny is over and dropped it. So that's a strike. Grantsburg not showing up yet. Here's the pitch. That's a fly ball left field. Brock Matheny in. And Levi Anderson is out, makes the catch, and then throws it all the way home, keeping the runner at third. Good play out there by Levi Anderson. I thought Brock Matheny was going to get that one, but Levi got it, and now there's 2 away. Full count. Oops, there's a run. 2-0. This is another pop-up foul and out of play. Rombach up to 36 pitches here in the top of the first. Trying to stop the bleeding here. 2 runs are across. There's 2 strikes now. This is Brett Sladke, who's the pitcher for St. Croix to start. Looks like Grantsburg out of game balls, and they don't have any youngsters here to go get foul balls. They do have some JV kids who have been called up. I wonder what they're doing on the bench. I can see 2 balls out in the field, but no, Peggy Jensen's going to go get it. Oh, there's her little guy going with her. 0-2 here to Sladke. The pitch popped up. That's in play. And that's going to, wow. Oh, my gosh. That went high into the air, and Caleb kind of was waiting for one of the infielders to come call it, and at the last second, he looked up, found it, and caught it, and that is the 3rd out. So 2 runs on a few hits, 2 or 3 hits, and 3 left on. Grantsburg kind of gets out of it as best you can in that situation. Caleb pitching 39 pitches. A couple of errors didn't help, and a couple of well-placed hits from St. Croix Falls, and the Saints have a 2-0 lead after the first half inning of play, and you're watching it here on We Are Grantsburg and We Are SCF.
3D mammogram is a non-invasive X-ray that checks for breast cancer and other abnormalities. Mammograms can detect cancer early, long before it can be felt. At Burnett Medical Center, 3D mammograms takes place in a private room and is conducted by a radiologic technologist. The entire procedure is quick and only takes 10 to 20 minutes. Burnett Medical Center offers 3D mammograms 4 days a week. Don't delay. Call Burnett Medical Center to schedule your mammogram today.
All right, welcome back, and thank you to our sponsors. We head to the bottom of the first inning where the Pirates will try to right the ship here. They had a rough top of the inning, 2 runs, just 1 hit, a couple of walks, a fielder's choice that probably should have been an out, a couple of errors, uncharacteristic. And so the Pirates have dug themselves, with the aid of St. Croix, of course, a 2-0 lead here as we head to the bottom of the first. Brock Matheny, Dane Lozier, and Riker Stelsel batting for the Pirates. And this is Slatke on the hill for the Saints. Starts it off with a curveball, and it catches the inside corner, strike 1. Interesting dynamic with Zach Rombach as the umpire, and all of these guys, his teammates last year. That one's inside. 1 ball, 1 strike, including his brother who was pitching. But I don't think Caleb can complain much about the calls. That's a strike at the knees. A lot of the pitches in the first inning were not competitive, unlike Slatke here, who's ahead 1 ball and 2 strikes on 2 called strikes. The pitch, that one misses low, ball 2. Here's the 2-2. Swinging a foul. Good curveball there. A lot of movement, a lot of curve to it. Count remains 2-2. That one's fouled off also. Slatke ready. He moves quick too. The pitch. Curveball in there. Strike 3. Rombach rings up one of his best friends and neighbor. And there's 1 away. I should stop talking about that. Nobody cares. Now Dane Lozier bats. There is not sufficient disk space to continue recording. Okay. Swing and a miss by Lozier. Nothing in 1. Swing and a miss there, too. No balls, 2 strikes to the senior, the graduate, Dane Lozier. And the 0-2, fouled away. The 0-2 again. That one misses. Ball 1. The 1-2 lifted into right center field, kind of in the air, and over to make the catch. That is the right fielder, and the right fielder is Drake Peterson. So there's 2 away. Nobody warming up for the Pirates in the dugout. Of course, with a Tuesday game, you could pitch 100 pitches and still get your 3 calendar days of rest. So pitch count not much of an issue here as Stelsel takes strike 1. And that one misses outside, ball 1. I like the pace of the game. That's a swing and a miss. Both Rombach and Slatke work quickly from the mound. That one misses too. 2-2. 2 outs here. Number 3 batter Stelsel. And the 2-2, a slow curveball. And he watches it go by. Strike 3. And that's a 1-2-3 inning for Sladke and the St. Croix Falls Saints. So at the end of a full inning of play, it is 2-0 St. Croix. And you're watching it here on We Are Grantsburg and We Are SCF.
My career journey started at Northwood Technical College. I'm a business management graduate.
Why didn't that play on the stinking video? What the heck is going on here? That was odd, guys. All right, well, you got to hear an audio version, I guess. That was weird. Supposedly a tune-up for us, too, I guess. 2-0 here as we head to the top of the second inning. Dad got here safe and sound. Thanks for doing the book, Dad. 2-0 St. Croix. 8 players came to the plate for the Saints in the first inning. Caleb Rombach, the pitcher, threw 39 through half an inning. Through 1 inning, I suppose you could say. See if he can come back with a good inning. See if the Grantsburg defense is ready to play as well. There was plenty of issues in that first inning. But St. Croix putting the pressure on, loading the bases. They did get 2 runs. Good running game from them as well. See what happens here. This is Carson Marks, and he takes ball 1. The Alex Hoff and Carter Ridgway next. Strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. The windup in the pitch. There's strike 2. Good pitching there from Caleb. He's trying to get ahead of the batters here. Get the ball in play or get that K. There's the K. Strike 3, his second strikeout of the afternoon, truly afternoon. First pitch was at 3:01. That brings up the top of the order. Alex Hoff struck out looking on a 2-2 pitch in the first inning. That one misses. That one's fisted out to the left, down the left field line, but foul. So Caleb working quickly and worked ahead of the first guy. Now evened up 1 ball, 1 strike to Hoff. That one misses wildly. 2-1. The windup, the pitch, another really high fastball. And here comes the 3-1. Swinging a foul, so now anybody's at bat here. Rombach ready. Hoff ready. Here we go. The payoff pitch. Lifted into center field. High, fairly deep. And Lozier going back. He can't come up with it. And that's going to be a double. That ball just kept going and going. I thought it was kind of just a routine fly ball. I'm not sure if Dane was in shallow. It did not flirt with the warning track or the fence or anything, but it is a double over the head of the center fielder, Dane Lozier. And now Ridgway bats. He takes ball 1. Ridgway walked and scored the first run of the game back in the first inning. It's either a strike or way out of the strike zone for Caleb, it seems. Nothing's been super close. Pitch. That one was fairly close, but still a ball. 3 balls and no strikes. Caleb having a hard time out there on the hill. That makes it hard on the fielders, too, when it's kind of shotgunny like that. That time he finds the strike zone. 3-1. Ridgway and then Caden Folkstead is on deck. Ball 4 taken high, maybe inside. So St. Croix with another inning. First guy got out, the next couple of guys got on base, and here we go again. Caden Folkstead, who singled, the only hit of the game so far. Here's the pitch, fouled away, strike 1. That one's grounded, could be 2. Levi to Ryder to first, and it is in time. A double play for the Pirates, perfectly executed by the Pirates defense. And that is it here in the second inning for St. Croix. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left on base at the end of 1.5. It is St. Croix 2, Grantsburg 0, and you're watching it here on We Are Grantsburg, and we are
Physical therapy.
Okay, I don't know what's going on with the ads tonight. Let's try that again here. Let's see, physical. Okay, quite an odd thing happening. One more try before we... What is going on with this? All right, well, my apologies, especially to our sponsors here who are running into some technical issues, but we might not be able to play these videos, but we thank them regardless. We'll get that fixed as the playoffs are right around the corner here next Tuesday. Both of these teams with first-round byes, therefore getting a little tune-up match here. That's a swing and a miss by Ryder Anderson. This is Slagkey again out there on the mound. The righty works quickly. Here's the pitch. That one is lifted into center, and that is going to get over the head of the center fielder out there. And now into second is Anderson with a stand-up double. The ball gets by. Anderson, he's going too slow, and he is out at third base. Sorry, I moved that. That was just not far enough away. The ball trickled away, but not far enough to try to chance that, and the first out is made at third base. So instead of a runner on second and nobody out, there is 1 out and nobody on base. Henry Quintana bats. Takes ball 1. And takes strike 1 on the inside corner. That started inside and caught the inside part of the plate, a backdoor curveball. It's 1-1. Swing and a miss, strike 2. So you don't fault Ryder for the aggressive base running. That's always been a thing for Grantsburg. If you make an out on the base path, so be it. That's a foul ball. If you're being aggressive, that's just fine. If you make an out, you make an out. But a leadoff double would sure have been nice for the Pirates down 2-0. Is a good spark for them. But, like I said, Anderson being aggressive just didn't work out, and strike 3 looking. Another good curveball from Sladke. And another batter down on strikes looking. I think that's the 3rd strikeout looking for Grantsburg. And that brings up Brock Bonneville with 2 away now. Strike 1. Sladke just getting up there and letting it rip, whether it's a fastball or a curveball, always competitive. He's up to 25 pitches. Caleb's up to 56. That one misses. So Caleb Rombach has thrown twice as many pitches as Sladke. Good outing from Sladke. That's a swing and a miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 away here in the bottom of the 2nd inning. That one misses everything, hits the 2x12s, and almost, it does come back into the field to play. 2-2. Caden Matheny is on deck for the Pirates if Bonneville can get on. And that one gets away from Sladke. So this is a good thing, just kind of thinking through what's been happening here in this one, and I'll continue that thought after this pitch. The payoff pitch in the dirt gets away, and Bonneville will get to first base. Just, this is billed as a tune-up game. They're playing it like a game, but it's a tune-up game. And the Pirates kind of, they went 1-3 to start the season, then ripped off however many wins in a row, 13, 14 wins in a row. But the competition hasn't been all that good. Now they're playing a really good St. Croix Falls team. And what might have worked against a different team is not going to work against a team that is like this. So a good opportunity to kind of get their mind right. Runner goes. Bonneville, the throw down is in time, and he is nailed at second base. An absolute howitzer from behind the plate. Allram, the all-conference Allram, nails Bonneville at second base, and that is it. 2 outs on the base paths for Grantsburg in this inning, and 2 base runners struck down. And it's basically a 1-2-3 inning then. See who Grantsburg brings out to pitch here in the 3rd inning. Will be Rombach or will be Matheny. I saw Caden getting his arm a little bit warmed up on the sideline. In foul territory. Right now, Brock is standing at short. I don't think that's for real. And Levi is going back out to shortstop. Caden is going to the hill. We've got Anderson coming in at first base. So Lewis Anderson at first. They're going to keep Levi at shortstop. Caleb Rombach will head to the bench. I think Caden might get a couple of innings here. And then maybe Levi after that. And then once Levi goes to pitch, Caleb will come in and play shortstop. Just kind of looking around at the play here during ins and outs. Not sure the Pirates are quite here mentally. We'll just put it like that. It is nice to see there's a lot more people in the stands than what started this game. Obviously, a 3 o'clock start is tough to get to. So for the Saints, it's Allram, Leon, and Wilson. That's who's due up. See if there's any changes there as we head to the top of the third. And Caden's first pitch is low. Looks like St. Croix is getting somebody ready in the bullpen as well. Curveball gets it by him, 1-1. And we're going to have to go to the roster to find out who that is. Outside, ball 2, 2-1. That one's ripped and caught. Quicker than I could react. Levi Anderson makes the catch, and there's one away. It is Justin Wynn.
Now batting number 31, Taylor.
Warming up, it looks like. Correct me if I'm wrong, it's number 20. That ball misses outside. And the pitch, swing and a miss. Tatum Leon out in front, and that's strike 2. What is happening? One ball, one strike. Here's the pitch. Outside, 2 balls and a strike. And that's fouled away. Leon hanging in there. And the 2-2. Big curveball. Didn't curve as much as Caden would have liked, so the count is full. And here's the payoff pitch. Popped up, foul, and that's going to get out of play. Riker gives it a quick look, and it lands over on the JV field. So a full count here with one away. The pitch is low, and it gets by Stelsel, but it caroms right back to him. So another walk issued by Grantsburg. That's the third of the afternoon, and another first guy out, second guy on for St. Croix here in this one. Leon at first base, being held on by Anderson. Cade Matheny in relief of Rombach. That was the plan all along. Ball 1 here to Wilson. Drake Peterson on deck. Popped up foul and out of play again. Why is this? Ball 2. That one bounces. Good stop by Riker Stelsel. 3 balls and 1 strike here. Wilson walked in that first inning. Was stranded on base as the inning came to an end. Here's the pitch. A little bit high. Ball 4. So Grantsburg pitchers really struggling here today. Caleb Brombach pitched almost 60 pitches in 2 innings, walked a couple. And now Caden in relief. Got the first guy out, but has walked the next 2. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Drake Peterson. That one is low. Snap throw to first. Safe back at first. 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, Grantsburg got out of the last inning. Runners on first and second. They got a 1-out double play ball. Levi to Ryder to Caden. That one just inside. 2 balls and a strike. That one misses outside. 3-1 now. Wind has been fairly steady, blowing in from right field. And even with that, we've seen 2 balls hit over the center fielder's head, 1 for each team. The pitch, that's lifted, stays in the infield. Should be infield fly, it is. Infield fly called, so the batter is automatically out. The runners stay put, and there's 2 away.
Next batter's number 10, Brett Sladke.
Brett Sladke will bat. He popped out to end the inning in the first inning. That one inside. That was that crazy one where it was high in the air, and that one might have been played with by the wind as it, I'll tell you in a sec. The pitch, swing and a miss, high cheese that time. It was high pop-up, got up into the jet stream a little bit. Caleb was pitching at the time, kind of went off the mound, waiting for either second or short to make the play. That one's popped up similarly. This one a little bit deeper. Now Ryder in the base path, and he will make the catch for the 3rd out. And then just to finish it up, then Caleb saw that the cavalry wasn't coming. The ball was being pushed back towards him. He looked up and was able to reach out and snag that ball for the 3rd out. This is really cool. A seasoned umpire and then a rookie umpire coming in to kind of help out the rook. As we head to the middle of the 3rd inning, 2-0 St. Croix on top of Grantsburg. Pirates have the bottom of the lineup due up. Caden Matheny, Levi Anderson, Caleb Rombach will finish off the first time through the lineup. Pirates have had a couple of base runners. That last inning, well, the first inning went 1-2-3. Second inning went 1-2-3 as well. However, it started off with a double. He got thrown out at 3rd, trying to stretch well, the ball came in and went, got past the fielder, but came to rest right behind the pitching mound. An easy throw and put out at 3rd base for the first out. And then the Pirates had a runner on first with 2 outs, and he got zapped at second by Allram the Howitzer. That thing was on a rope. You can see why he has all conference honors. Hold on. Say hi to your old man. Caden giving the little acknowledgement to the We Are Network. So here we go. 2-0 St. Croix with the lead. And Caden Matheny coming to the plate. Grantsburg just 1 hit in the game, I think, right, Dad? Yeah, 1 hit in the game. Here's the pitch. Grounded. New pitcher is Wynn. A couple hops to the shortstop. He's unable to come up with it. And bug just flew in my mouth. Hold on. Well, there you go. So Grantsburg gets their leadoff runner on, Caden Matheny, and he stays on the base paths for now. And the Pirates have a base runner to start the second inning. Here's the pitch. That's a strike on the corner to Rombach. I'm sorry, this is Levi Anderson. Caleb has been batting eighth most of the season, bumped down to ninth, and he's not even going to get an at-bat. Grantsburg doesn't even get through the lineup before he gets pulled for Levi, or for Anderson here. So it'll be Louis Anderson up next. And the pitch, inside, runner goes as it gets away, and Caden will be safe at second. 2 balls and 1 strike now to Levi. That's a big looper, and it catches the inside part of the plate. 2-2. The 2-2 in the dirt. Full count here to Anderson. Then his cousin Louis will be up next. Grantsburg trying to get off the schneid here. That's a ground ball towards short. It's bobbled. He picks it up. Does he have a chance in the dirt? And it is safe. It gets by. So that will score a run as Levi Anderson heads to second base. So a couple of errors on the shortstop to start this third inning, bottom of the third, and Grantsburg gets their first run of the game. Now Lewis Anderson will bat. As I said before, I'm sure Caleb will come back in for Lewis once Caden's done pitching, and Levi will take the mound. Here's the pitch, and Lewis misses the bunt, but the ball goes all the way to the backstop and into left field. And Ryan Levi takes a while to get up, and lucky for him, the left fielder kind of had trouble picking it up. Heard a coach once say, if you hit the ground, you've got to get up immediately, treat it as a hot stove. If you're on the ground, get up like you're on a hot stove and get ready to play. That time, Levi just a little bit slow getting up. Don't mean to call him out or anything, just a little bit slow, but he did get home, and Grantsburg has all of a sudden tied this ball game up. Nobody out here. Lewis Anderson wanted just to sacrifice Levi over to third. Instead, Levi gets all the way home. Actually, he was trying to squeeze him in, wasn't he? Was Levi at third? No, he wasn't. Yeah, he was just taking off. The throw down was errant, and then he took home plate. 2-2, and all of a sudden we've got ourselves a ball game tied back up in the bottom of the third inning. Sladke started, now into Wynn. Here's the pitch. That's too high. Ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. I forgot to mark that strike on that missed bunt. After a short conference, here's ball 1. That's a strike. 1-2. Yeah. Yeah, you can hear it. And here's the 1-2. That's ripped over the sono, caught by the second baseman. Nice play there by Wilson. I think it's still Wilson there. Let's see. It is. Wilson reaches up and takes it out of the air for the first out.
Now batting number 9, Brock Matheny.
Back to the top of the order. Brock Matheny bats with 1 away. 2 runs have come in here for the Pirates. That one's in the dirt. Here's the 1-0. That one is nubbed, It's going to be tough. And that that could have come back fair. But it stays foul and it'll be a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike to Caden Matheny, who struck out looking the first time up. Did I say Caden? I meant Brock Matheny. Slow curve. Couldn't quite time it up, and it's strike 2. That one is short. Ball 2. 2-2. 1 away here. Bases are clear. Pirates with a couple unearned runs here in the 3rd inning. That one's grounded towards first. Folkstead, and it's a race to the base, and he wins it. Folkstead records the 2nd out of the inning by himself, 3 unassisted. And now there's 2 away. It'll be Dane Lozier to bat. Mini conference on the mound here. Dane flew out to right field for the 2nd out of the 1st inning. That one is low, ball 1. That one's lifted to left in the air, pretty deep, and a catch made out in left field by Marks out in left. Dane gave it a ride, but it hung up there, and Marks got back and made a nice catch to finish the Pirates here in the 3rd inning. But the bottom of the order comes through with 2 runs and has tied the ball game back up as we head to the top of the 4th inning. Score's now tied 2-2. Thanks for watching it here on the We Are Network, and thanks again to Tara Rose, who does a lot of the softball games and does some fill-in stuff, and then of course Chris Folkstead, who does a lot of ball games. And it's a tough deal when you've got a kid playing. I can attest to that. And he does a fantastic job. And we really appreciate him. So make sure next time you see him, you let him know that you're thankful for what he does and for what Mrs. Rose does, and our sponsors as well. Caden Matheny out there for his 2nd inning of work. It is the top of the order. Or no, it's number 9, Carson Marks, then Alex Hoff, and then Carter Ridgway due up for the Saints. Marks struck out swinging to start the 2nd inning. The Saints have gotten the first guy on every inning so far. See if the trend continues here with Marks. Caden Matheny, 24 pitches in his 1st inning. That one misses outside. That one is a strike. Good breaking ball there from the junior Matheny. Caden getting some Division II offers for football. Big year coming up for Caden and Brock and the entire football team. A lot of these guys play football in the fall that are out on the field right now. 2-1. Too high, 3-1. And a 5-pitch walk to the number 9 batter. Hoff now bats, followed by Ridgway.
Number 3, Alex Hoff.
Hoff is 1 for 2. He struck out in the first, but doubled in the second to get things going. And once again, St. Croix gets their leadoff batter on, this time via walk. And you know what they say about leadoff walks? They always come back to haunt you. Let's see if that rings true at the top of the order coming up. That was ball 1 inside. Two to two here in the top of the 4th inning. Throw to first, he's got him picked, but a throw was off the mark. Had him leaning, but the throw took Lewis off the base almost. So, Mark's breathing a sigh of relief. He's got a huge lead. I see why they're trying to watch him. Caden comes set. The runner goes. Riker, good transition, the throw down, and he is safe. The throw may have been off the mark a little bit. I'm not sure. It's hard to tell from this angle, but stolen base by Marks. And St. Croix has something going here in the 4th inning. That leadoff walk, he's got a huge secondary lead. There's a strike for Caden that time. 2 balls and a strike. Oh, okay, this is wrong. That's popped up, fouling out of play. Yeah. Nick's checking in. He says, hi, Bobby. Hi, Nicky Poo. That's a slow curve back to the pitcher. Runner's going to get to third. Actually, Lewis, oh, no, he's not going to. That's probably the discretion is the better part of valor. Is that what they say? I don't know. So that was the right decision there by the fielders, not trying to get that out at third, but make that sure out at first and put one on your side. And now with 1 out, a runner at third. And this is Ridgway up, Folkstead on deck. That's hammered up the middle. Levi is there. The throw to first is in time, but that does get the job done. The run scores. And the Pirates and the Saints trading out for a run. Both of them got to be fairly satisfied. Now Caden Folkstead up 3-2 now. He has a double. Here's the pitch. That one is a strike. I think he had a double, right, Dad? Or did he just have, he had a single and then was out on a grounder to second in the second. That one misses. Ball 1. All-Ram on deck. He still has his shin guards on, as all catchers know. If there's a possibility the inning will end, keep your shin guards on. This is a slow curve. 3-hopper to Levi. Levi fumbles. The throw to first is not in time. It skitters under the glove of Anderson. Looked like it was actually there on time, but just a little bit short. Anderson unable to pull it out of the dirt, and the inning continues. That'll be an error on the Pirates. Another error for Grantsburg. And now Allram is up. Folkstead on first. Pitch, that's lifted to left field and deep. Brock Matheny back. That one hops the fence. Allram puts a charge on it. Caden's trying for home. They're going to try to throw home. No. And the runner, the ball gets away. Allram stays at second. Big hit there and a double. And a run scored for St. Croix. Nothing. Didn't miss on that one. Allram, he's had a nice night. He's thrown a guy out at second trying to steal, and that time puts a one-hopper off a deep fence here in Grantsburg. That was probably, I don't know, 320 in the air, maybe a little farther. Would have been out at some ballparks we play at. Here's the pitch. That's too high from Caden. 2 runs in here, so the Saints answer Grantsburg's runs in the bottom of the third here in the top of the fourth. They've got 2 across, 2 outs, runner on second. And this is Leon. The pitch is in there. Good pitch by Caden Matheny. Leon walked in the first inning, was stranded on second, and then walked in the third inning, and also stranded at second base when the inning ended. Throw back, nope, no throw. Just got him back. One ball, 1 strike. That one tails outside, ball 2. Wilson on deck. Caden fires home, too high. 3-1, first base open. Could have had the third out, an error. The inning continues. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. So it started with a leadoff walk to Marks. He came around to score. And Caden Folkstead also scored. That was the error. Here's one lifted to left center. Also deep, but Brock looks like he has a beat on this one, and he does. Left his hat about 30 feet behind him. But that is it. 2 runs on 1 hit and 1 left on base. Couple of Grantsburg errors. Actually, I think it was just 1 Grantsburg error, but it did lead to a run. An unearned run. If the error occurs and it would have been the third out, the pitcher is off the hook for whatever happens after that. So, hey, take a look. The school is out now. Started this game at 3 o'clock. The regional champs out there on the ball field. Had a barn burner last night, didn't they, between the Saints and the Pirates for the regional championship. 2-0 was the final score, and that was a good softball game. So the Pirates play, I believe it's next Thursday, and they'll be taking on Northwestern, if memory serves. Hey, nice hustle, 7. So we're about ready here to get the bottom of the fourth started.
Leading off for the Pirates, number 1, Riker Stelsel.
And here's the pitch. Ball 1 inside. Actually, I see Lewis Anderson warming up on the side line. So maybe he'll be pitching next inning. Kind of thought it would be Levi. There's a big bender. And Riker is looking at the umpire. Did not like that call. Started inside. Riker thought it stayed inside. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss at 1 off the plate. So, even if you don't like the pitch before the call, you've got to get that out of your mind and get ready for the next pitch and not take yourself out of 2 or 3 pitches. Bad calls happen. That one misses inside. Riker gets out of the way. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Yeah, even I thought it was a ball. Hold on. Here's the 2-2. That one is strike 3.
Now batting number 22, Ryder Anderson.
Yeah, Ryder Anderson led the last inning off, wasn't it? Or 2 innings ago with a double. And then was out at third trying to, got a little greedy there on an overthrow. Here's the pitch. That one's in the dirt. One away here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Swing and a miss. 1-1. Ryder and then Henry Quintana. Swing and a miss. It's not Henry. Oh, wait, it's Ryder Anderson. I think I said it's Henry Quintana. He's on deck. Here's the 1-2. Strike 3. So 2 strikeouts in a row here for Wynn. He had scuffled a little bit early in the bottom of the 3rd, but here he's come back and gotten the 3 and 4 batters in the lineup out watching. Or did Riker swing? Yeah, 2 strikeouts looking. That one's a ball just inside. That one hit him. And Henry, a little upset about that one. He's going to take first base, and the inning will continue with 2 outs, and now it'll be
batting number 27,
Brock Bonneville. Brock struck out looking. Am I in the wrong spot? Yeah, I am. He walked. Yeah, he walked in the 2nd inning. Swinging a foul, and that goes off the ear of the umpire. Henry Quintana at first base. We'll see if he wants to run. Allram still back behind the plate, so I don't know that Grantsburg's going to want to go straight steal. Here's the pitch. That one is in the, a strike. I thought it hit the dirt. It did not. 0-2 here to Bonneville. That one's in the dirt. Good block. Yeah, there might be a play at second. The throw down is not in time. Henry Quintana gets there. Good jump off of the bounce in the dirt. And 1 ball and 2 strikes here to Bonneville. And that one's inside. It also gets away, but Henry is not going to test the arm this time. Good hustle there by Allram. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 away, runner on second. St. Croix with a 2-run lead. The pitch, slow and in there, strike 3. 3 strikeouts looking for the Pirates in this 4th inning. Just locked him up there with that curveball. So it will be Lewis Anderson out there to pitch for Grantsburg. So Caden will go back to first. See if there's any other changes out there. No. Levi's going back to short. Looks like everybody else is going back to where they came from. Yeah, tremendous day for some ball here. The only slight problem is there's a wind that can be pretty gusty. But other than that, really nice. Oh, I see Renee has made it to the dugout, so she's going to be doing the book form in there. She was on a field trip up to Duluth to the aquarium with Alex, 3rd grade. Alex has a game at 5, so they made some good time getting back here.
leadoff for the Saints, number 5, Elliott Wilson.
So it'll be Wilson, Peterson, and Sladkey is in the book, but it won't be him. It'll probably be Wynn as we get the top of the 5th inning started. A lot of off-speed stuff. This one is a two-hopper to Levi. Levi's throw is in time, and the leadoff batter is out. Breaking news, as St. Croix has had their leadoff guy on every inning. Oh, did they miss one? Oh, okay. So now Peterson is up. He flew out or popped up to the shortstop and then hit an infield fly. So a couple pop-ups for him in the game. That one misses. Ball 1. 4-2. It was 2-0 after the Saints batted in the top of the 1st. Grantsburg tied it up in the bottom of the 3rd inning, 2-2, and then the top of the 4th, St. Croix put 2 more on the board, so that's where we're at now. That one off of the glove of Lewis. The throw is strong and in time. And there's 2 away. Big change of pace from the first 2 pitchers to Lewis. He throws a lot of breaking stuff, and his fastball isn't super fast, but it's effective because you're kind of geared up for the breaking stuff. It can be tough to time up. This is the 3rd time through the order. And now here's the pitch, and it looks like Sladkey is back in there to hit. Ball 1. Anderson ready. Ball 2. Sladkey popped up to the pitcher to end it, and then popped up to the second baseman. That's a fishing expedition. Comes up empty. It's 2-1 now. Good breaker there from Anderson. Really had him out in front, and he kind of just committed to the swing, so not much you can do there. Here's the pitch. Another breaking ball. This one's popped up. May stay playable. Norman Jensen. And that's the 2nd time Grantsburg has dropped a foul pop-up. And with 2 outs, that I don't know if that counts as an error, does it, Dad? Because he didn't get to first or anything. So I don't think that's an error. But it should have been the 3rd out of the inning. And now Sladkey with another opportunity. Again, the wind is pretty tough. That one's lifted down the line in left. Brock Matheny over in foul territory makes the play, so it doesn't come back to bite the Pirates. The wind is, the higher you get, the more it plays with it, and that looked like just another one that, a routine one under normal conditions got blown away. And I think that's what happened to Caden over here on the first base side as well. So that'll do it. Grantsburg and Lewis Anderson comes in and has a real efficient inning. 9 pitches is all it took him to get the 3 outs, and the score remains 4-2 here as the teams get ready for the bottom of the 5th inning. So it'll be Caden, Levi, and Lewis. Actually, I see Caleb Rombach has grabbed a bat, so maybe he'll get a chance to take a couple swats at it after all. Take a look. Here's what's at stake. St. Croix, well, this isn't at stake. This is settled. St. Croix will be hosting Rhinelander, number 7 seed, on Tuesday. Rhinelander a 5-0 win over Amory last night. And then the Pirates will be hosting number 11, Cameron. Cameron got by Shell Lake 9-6. Grantsburg played both Cameron and Shell Lake. They beat Shell Lake twice during the regular season and lost to Cameron, 2nd game of the season, and then only lost 1 more game after that. See here, Grantsburg, here's the West Lakeland Conference final standings. Pirates unblemished in the Lakeland. 12-0, 13-3 overall. Nice season as conference champs in Grantsburg. Baseball, softball, boys and girls track, all one conference. So kudos to those teams, and coaches, and fans. That's a heck of an accomplishment. All 4 teams, conference champs. New pitcher, that is Ridgeway on the hill. Carter Ridgeway to start the 5th inning. Probably get the 6th inning too if everything stays the same. Maybe they'll try to get 1 an inning here. Who knows? New pitchers. Caden Matheny will bat, followed by Levi Anderson. Strike 1. Comes in hot. Fastball at the knees for Ridgeway. He's quickly ahead. 0-1. That one's low. Ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Ridgeway taking his time. Now he's ready. Curveball bounced down the third base line. Pete. Oh, nice play by the old ball player down the line. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Swing and a miss, some high heat. And Caden goes down on strikes. There's 1 away.
Next batter is number 21, Levi Anderson.
Slatke is at shortstop. The rest of the infield remains the same as the start of the game. 1 away, and Anderson will bat. Levi takes strike 1. Anderson reached on an error and scored, and that's his only plate appearance thus far. That one's low. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 away here in the bottom of the 5th inning. That one stays high. Looked like he wanted to have that one change directions, but it did not. Left it high, 2-1 from Ridgeway to Anderson. That one is a strike, a low strike. You can see the batter's not liking that call, but that has been a consistent call, and that's all you want from your umpire. Here's the pitch. That one's lifted into left field. Does it have enough to get over the head? It does! And it bounces and it rolls to the warning track. Levi Anderson will get in with a stand-up double. Levi put a charge into it. And the Pirates have something going here with 1 away. So Caleb re-enters for Louis Anderson, I think is the deal. And Ridgeway is out of the... Well, he figured it out and went out of this, is going out of the stretch now. And that one misses outside, ball 1. Ridgeway gets the sign, doesn't really bring his feet together. He's just going to go out of that stretch. And strike on the outside corner. Caleb takes it, ball 1, strike 1. Good pitch on the outside part of the plate. Ridgeway ready, he delivers. Popped up high, maybe playable, and it is caught by Allram. And there's 2 away. Good play by Brody Allram. And there's 2 outs with a runner on second for Grantsburg. Brings up the top of the order, Brock Matheny now. Brock struck out looking to start the home half of the first and then 3 unassisted. Caden Folkstead won the race to first. That one is kind of fisted behind second, back, and making the catch at second base is Wilson. And Grantsburg gets a runner on a double, but can't bring him any closer. And the score will remain 4-2. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left on base. At the end of 5 full, it is St. Croix Falls 4, Grantsburg 2. And we'll await who emerges from the dugout. Norman's going back to third, Bonneville back to right. Adam Handy's going to play catch with him. Brock Matheny probably heading back to left. I see Lewis is on the sideline, so that tells me that maybe Levi will get in to pitch. Caleb will go back to shortstop. Nope, Levi's coming out. Oh, he is going to go pitch, it looks like. So Levi Anderson in. Wouldn't you like to know? Here we go. Sorry. Levi Anderson back on the hill. Caleb Rombach back to shortstop. I think Pete considers this his best lineup. I think he likes this one the most. Levi is probably pretty clearly Grantsburg's number 1. Caleb is probably, him and Levi play a good shortstop. Caleb might have well, leave that up to Pete, but I think having Caden and his 6'7" ability over at first is also very helpful. So Levi pitching is their best pitcher. The shortstop situation is good either way, and then first base is best when Caden is there. So the outfield has played very well this year. And Norman is just Norman over at third base. He is consistent. This one is fouled away. Top of the 6th inning, St. Croix 4, Grantsburg 2. Shaky start for the Pirates. They've settled in. That's a strike. Well, Zach Rombach this is his first time behind the plate. He's going to take a little bit of heat, but I think he's done a pretty darn good job. There's a grounder back to Levi. Levi will dart it over to Caden, and there's one away. That was a new player. Sorry, I didn't get that announced. That was number 21. He's not even on the, yeah. It was in for Marks. That was Marks' spot. Here's Huff. That one's too high, ball 1. Strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike from Anderson. That one's popped up down the third base line. Can Norman get there? He cannot. It's out of play. Brock Bonneville telling Norman to jump the fence. One ball, 1 strike. 2 strikes. And that is a ball. Here's a 2-2. Just missing. Full count here for Levi. Levi pitches exclusively out of the stretch, and here's the payoff pitch. Grounder up the middle. Caleb on a hop. The throw to first is in time. And there's 2 away. And now it'll be Ridgway. Ridgway walked and scored the first run of the game back in the first. Walked again in the second, then grounded out to short in the fourth. Is it the fourth, Dad? Yeah. Here's the pitch. That one is low. That one is hit kind of softly to left field, and it will find its way into left field. Ridgway with a single. 2-out single, and the Saints have a base runner with 2 away.
Next batter is number 7, Caden Folkstead.
That'll bring up Caden Folkstead. Caden singled and scored in the first. Grounded out to second in the second, and then reached on an error in the fourth. Fouls the first one away. It's a pinch runner in for Huff. Throw to first. Safe. That is, no, it is not a pinch runner. That's Ridgway there. That one is hit towards short, and it gets by into left field. So, St. Croix, back-to-back hits.
Next batter is number 8, Brody Allrum.
And now Allrum is up, and he's done some damage. Runners on first and second. Folkstead with his second hit of the game. Allrum hit a big double last time up. That one's a strike. No balls, 1 strike, 2 away here, but the Saints rattling the Sabres a bit. That one's lifted high into the air, but in the infield, Caleb Brombach fighting the wind and making the catch over his left shoulder. And that does do it for the Saints. No runs, a couple of hits, 2 left on at the end of 6 in there, 5.5. It's still 4-2 St. Croix Falls. We've got ourselves a heck of a ball game here. And I know it's not for anything. I don't even think it's going to go into the standings. But can't tell me both these teams don't want to win this game, even though it is technically just a tune-up. Even the coaches are playing to win, it seems. They're not just getting anybody out there. They're still trying to win the game. Hey, you play to win the game. That's what Herm Edwards said. You play to win the game. Okay, so it's 2, 3, 4 batters for Grantsburg. So that'll be Dane Lozier, Riker Stelsel, and Ryder Anderson. Some new movement here. I see there, let's see, Sladke is at first base now, and Ridgway goes to short. And now pitching is Hoff. Let's see, did Caden go elsewhere in the field? Is he at second? Nope, that is still Wilson. Who's catching? It's going to be... No, Allrum's still catching, it looks like. 3, 21, 21... Wait, it's not Hoff. It's not Hoff pitching. It's Allram pitching. Yeah. I was looking in the wrong column. So maybe it is Caden catching. Let's see. Can't see the jersey, but it's kind of a tall, lanky dude back there now. So yeah, turn around. Yeah, I think it is. That's Caden back behind the plate. Pretty good toss down to second. Lozier will bat now for the Pirates. As Allram comes in, and Guessing he's got a pretty good fastball, judging by his throws down to second. First pitch swinging, slow roller to short. Throw is up and in time. And a good play by Ridgway to get it over there and beat the speedy Dane Lozier down the line. And there's one away.
Next batter is number 1, Riker Stelsel.
Now Stelsel struck out looking in the last inning. Here's the pitch. That is a little bit high, apparently. That one is also misses. I'm not sure where. Must have been inside, but nobody complaining. That's a curveball in the dirt. Ball 3. 3 balls and no strikes here to Stelsel. It's Dad Tony on first base, coaching. That one is well up and in. So a 4-pitch walk drawn by the second batter of the inning, Riker Stelsel. Usually it's Brian Vilstrup at first, but he has a real job and probably couldn't get away from it with the 3 o'clock game. So Stelsel at first and Ryder Anderson up. That one's outside, ball 1. 5 balls in a row here for All-Around. Let's see if he can find it here on the 1-0. Riker with a modest lead. He does catch the corner, strike 1. Ryder, then Henry Quintana. Ryder had a double. I think that's his only hit of the game. Here's the pitch. That's high. Throw down to first. Riker slides back safely. 2 balls and a strike. So yeah, Ryder had a double and then struck out looking last time up. Here's the pitch. That is a strike on the outside corner. 2-2. Very short lead for Riker. Now he's going to take off, swing and a miss. Is it a strike him out, throw him out? It certainly is. Strike him out, throw him out. Riker had such a small lead there on first. And that is it for the Pirates. Another out on the base paths. Caden Folkstead this time with the gun down to second base. So that is going to do it. And another, like I said, another runner erased from the Pirate base paths. Levi Anderson to pitch here in the top of the 7th. What is it? Okay, Lean, Wilson, and Peterson due up for the Saints. Grantsburg just kind of walking out to the field, and this just wouldn't fly. Just wouldn't fly back in the day. Anderson in for his second inning of work. 15 pitches, all it took him in his first inning of work. So the Pirates have to get out of this one and try to get a couple in the bottom of the 7th to stay in this one. Guessing Allram will be out there again. He's just 10 pitches deep into his appearance. So Leon bats. Leon walked in the first, walked in the second, flew out to left in the 4th. So nice to have the book being done. Thanks, Dad. Tell people what happened before There's a strike. Have you noticed Zach is getting a little more confident behind the plate? Just a little bit. Early on, there were a couple where he was a little shaky if he was going to call it. There's a strike. Swinging. Now much more confident. And I have a sneaky feeling that might have been some advice from the veteran ump helping him out. This one's popped up. This can be close to us. Caden Matheny tracking it down and making the play. And there's one away. It did, yeah, he did kind of have to go out and back in, but the wind not quite as much a factor on that one as it was on the last one. So able to make that catch. And there's one away here in the top of the 7th inning. Strike one. Curveball grounded, and it sneaks through a little seeing eye single. And Wilson is on with a base hit. Wilson had walked twice and grounded out to short. Now it's Peterson, flew out to short, infield fly, and then grounded to short. Drake Peterson 0 for 3. So as they say in the business, he's due. Looks like a pinch runner in for St. Croix, number 22. We'll try to get you his name. Swing and a miss to Peterson. Two-run lead, not much of a lead. Sorry, ground ball up the middle, and it gets through over second base. Takes a hop right to Dane Lozier, and he gets it back in quickly. My comment about not much of a lead was for the runner at first. A two-run lead is nice in the 3rd inning, and another runner coming in. So number 22 has come in. That he's not in the program, but number 32 also not in the program, unfortunately. Sorry, guys. Here's the pitch. That one's lined into left field. 3 hits in a row. Brock is up with it. And it is cut off. Runner grounding 3rd. Really looked like he wanted to go, but he was held up, and probably a good idea that time.
Now batting number 21, the unknown batter.
21 is an unknown batter, as you might have heard. That one's popped up. Infield fly rule. And Ryder Anderson makes the out, makes the catch. That time it was another infield fly, and I think that was another discussion that the umps had. That time I really heard the home plate ump call it out.
Now batting number 3, Alex Hoff.
So Alex Hoff now bats. 2 outs. Should be, yeah, it was. Yeah. And that one is lifted towards down the left field line, and it stays in play, but just out of reach. Yeah, bases loaded should be infield fly. No, because the idea is if you drop it on purpose, you could still get the double play. So 2 outs, bases juiced. Here's the pitch. Grounder this way, and that is going to be strike 2. See if Grantsburg can get out of this inning unscathed. Pirates would love to keep this a 2-run game and try to get back in the bottom. Here's the 0-2, a little bit high. Popped up, out of play. Count remains 1-2 to Hoff. 28 pitches in for Levi Anderson. Here's the pitch. Lifted in the air to the left center. Brock Bonneville. Layton did not get to it. That's going to score 1. That's going to score 2. That is going to score 3 runs on a ball that just hung up in the air, and Bonneville couldn't find it, couldn't get to it. Now him and Dane are having a discussion. That one fell right in right center field. And that one will about do it for the Pirates. It's now 7-2, a 5-run St. Croix lead. And again, that was a fly ball that stayed up there for a while, but the wind again may have pushed it around. That's a strike. This is Ridgway. The pitch popped up. Riker looking, maybe has it, and he runs and makes the catch with the wind and everything. He made the catch. Good play by him, and that is the 3rd out, but the St. Croix Falls Saints with a shot right where they needed it with the bases loaded, cleared the bases. Everybody was running with the 2 outs, and 3 runs come across on that kind of that Texas leaguer there. And it's 7-2 as we head to the bottom of the 7th inning. Probably out of reach now for the Pirates. Who's up, Dad? Quintana, Matheny, and Anderson, it looks like, right? Oh, I missed Bonneville. Quintana, Bonneville, and Matheny. So it's the 5, 6, 7 guys. We'll see if Grantsburg gets some of the youngsters in for some hacks here. I know they pulled a couple guys up from JV. We'll see if they get a chance or if they're going to just go with the lineup that they've got. Allram is, no, it is not Allram in. That is number 3. That's Hoff. And yeah, that's Hoff now. That was an inning earlier is all. Normally, games start at 5 o'clock. We might be done at 5 o'clock today. And forgive me if we're not going to have much of a post-game. My other son. So 3 guys involved in baseball tonight for us. And then a couple of us are going to, not that anybody cares, but church softball starts tonight. So Caleb and I are going to go over play some church softball in Fallon. Zach's going to trade his umping stuff for a uniform, go play with Spooner tonight, their town team. Alex has a 3rd, 4th grade game up at the elementary school. So we've got all sorts of baseball left in our lives, lots of ball left in the Rombach household. Folkstead still behind the plate. Allram maybe on the bench. I don't see him in the infield. So Hoff out of the windup here. And away we go. The lefty delivers, strike 1. It's coming in trying to shut things down here and head home with the dub. And the pitch, swing and a miss. That was a nasty little deal. Curveball, slider, whatever it was. Came in on Henry Quintana. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Quintana goes down on 3 straight. Now Brock Bonneville comes to the plate. Caden Matheny on deck.
Now batting number 27, Brock Bonneville.
Bonneville walked in the 2nd, struck out looking in the 4th. That one inside. One thing I'll say about the Pirates tonight, they have not been very loud out of the dugout. Normally they are as chatty as can be. Strike 1 on the swing. 1 ball, 1 strike. And the pitch, that one crosses high. Ball 2. Fouled away. Count evened up at 2-2. And even the haze that started, here's the pitch. That is ball 3. There was it was like cloudy and hazy to start the game. Now it's just slightly hazy, but the clouds have sort of given way, at least at the ballpark here. Nice night. The payoff pitch, that one is low and inside, and Brock Bonneville draws a 1-out walk. Yeah, I that's what I thought. Fires in Canada. I thought there were some fires in Minnesota too. So, runner on first, Brock Bonneville, Caden Matheny bats. Here's the pitch. That one's lifted too deep short and making the play just in the grass. And there's 2 away. That was Ridgeway.
Now batting number 21, Levi Anderson.
And Levi Anderson bats to try to extend the game. If he does, Caleb Rombach will bat. Here's the pitch. That's high. Checked his swing in time. Ball 1. And that's a strike. The throw down to first. Over his head. And Bonneville will try for 2. He might get to 3. He is going to try for 3. So the throw to third is not in time, and that's a 2-base error on the throw down. Brock Bonneville on his horse. And he even had to dive back to first, so he got up and got to third on that. Still 2 away. Here's the pitch. That one's high, and it gets away. You got to be careful. That came right back, and Folkstead was quite quick. It's as if he was the hometown catcher. He knew just where to go. And it's just a loud ball there. 2-1 to Levi Anderson. And the pitch. Curveball gets by. This time it slowly rolls. And Bonneville will take home plate. And the Pirates get the run across. It's 7-3. I have a habit of clearing the count when stuff happens on the base paths. I don't know why I do that. 3-1, and now Hoff back out of the windup. Here's the 3-1. That one is low, and another one kind of skitters through. And Zach probably not thinking, picked the ball up and gave it to the catcher. That ball is still live at that point, so I'm sure he'll think of that. Anderson with a modest lead at first with the lefty. Here's the slide step, and that's a strike at the knees. Rombach bats. Caleb 0 for 1. This will be his second time up. Last time he popped out to the catcher to end the inning. And here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Quickly down 0-2. Pirates down to their last strike. They got 1 run back here, but they need a bunch more. And the pitch. Swing and a miss, and that is it for Grantsburg. 1 run here in the last inning, but the Pirates drop the last game of the season. They had won a whole bunch in a row. I think it was 12 in a row for the Pirates. Now, this one will never be heard from again. It is, I don't think this is going in the definitely not the standings or the overall. This was just a tune-up game and a fun one at that. Good game. These two teams are earned a bye in the playoffs, and this was just a tune-up game, a friendly. And they're over saying thank you to the officials. And gotta say, they did a pretty good job. We're always high on umps here anyway, but they did all right. So the Pirates, here, let's take a look at the brackets. The Saints will be at home on Tuesday. Chris is on, will be calling that game. Hello. Chris Folkstead will be calling the playoff game next Tuesday as St. Croix hosts Rhinelander, and the Pirates will host Cameron, and I'll call that one. Cameron, the 11 seed. Cameron beat Grantsburg earlier in the season, 6-1. So the Pirates looking for some revenge, as well as the rubber game in the Cameron Grantsburg postseason matchups. Grantsburg football won that game. Cameron basketball won that matchup in the basketball season, and now they'll meet again in baseball. So that is going to do it. I'm going to try to get up and go see Alex play now at the elementary school. Dad, be careful on your way down. Thanks for coming. So for Tom Rombach, my name is Bob Rombach. Thank you for watching bonus baseball here this season between the St. Croix Falls Saints. Oh my gosh, what did you just do?
It down and it almost opened up.
Oh, jeez. Hey, Dad's scaring me getting off of this platform. He just dropped his chair onto the ground behind me. All I heard was a big thud. Yeah, on purpose. Sure. Anyway, I'm going to go watch Alex up at the elementary school. Hope everybody has a great weekend. This was the last Friday of the school year for Grantsburg anyway. I'm assuming the same for St. Croix, but finish strong, boys, and good luck in the playoffs to both of these teams. So for my dad, I'm Bob. Thanks for watching, and watch again on Tuesday. The playoffs can begin for these two, and we'll have it here on We Are Grantsburg and We Are SCF, both part of the We Are Network. Have a great night, everybody.